What's going on, man?
It's a cool night in Burbank, California, and the Eastern Washington University Eagles are in town to do battle with our UCLA Bruins. Good evening, hockey fans, and thanks for tuning in to YouTube for tonight's broadcast. This is Brian Melblom, joined with temporary assistant camera person Evan Rittenhouse, hanging out up in the crow's nest with you. We'll be bringing the action to you. The teams are taking their warm-ups at the moment, about 8 minutes to go in there. Starting lineups for you really quick. First for the visiting Eagles from Eastern Washington. On defense will be number 2, Chad Haywood, and number 3, Brett Sparks. The front line will be left wing Mitch Hunt. Right wing, Mitch Hunt's wearing number 29 tonight. The right wing will be Zachary Minderman, wearing number 19. And number 10, Jake Best, is centerman today. Between the pipes will be Wyatt Munir, wearing number 31. And for the Bruins, on defense will be number 12, Billy Zegras, and number 27, PJ Smigliani. Left wing will be Griffin McCarty, right wing Leo Gretzinger, Cameron Kwong at center, and Matthew Bowden in goal. We'll check for any last-minute changes, jersey numbers, and all that stuff. In the meantime, make yourself comfortable, grab your favorite hockey refreshments, and we'll be back in just a little bit for starting lineups, the national anthem, and to drop the puck.
fans, and welcome to LA Kings Ice at Pickwick Gardens for tonight's matchup between the Eastern Washington University Eagles and your UCLA Bruins. First, let's introduce the visiting Eastern Washington Eagles. The left defenseman, number 2, Chad England. Right defense, number 3, Brett Sparks. Left winger, number 29, Mitch Hunt. Right winger, number 19, Zachary Minderman. The center, number 10, Jake Best. And the goalkeeper, number 31, Wyatt Lanier. Eastern Washington University head coach Tyler O'Donnell, assisted by associate head coach Will Mix. And now, fans, on your feet for the starting lineup for your UCLA Bruins. Left defenseman, number 12, Billy Ziegler. Right defense, number 27, PJ Sagliani. The left winger, number 25, Griffin McCarty. Right wing, number 23, Leo Retzinger. At center, number 11, Cameron Wall. And the goalkeeper, number 48, Matthew Golden. Coach of the UCLA Bruins is Greg Simmons, assisted by Justin Lazak. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we kindly request that you please rise, remove your caps, and join our teams and coaches as we honor America for the playing of our national anthem.
Once again, good evening, or if you're just joining us, good evening, not once again. This is Brian Melblom bringing UCLA Ice Hockey to you wherever you may be. Thank you all for tuning in. All 27 of you at the moment. That's pretty good. We're just about to drop the puck here, and we are underway at LA Kings Ice at Pickwick Gardens in Burbank, California. As we mentioned, starting line for Eastern Washington University had Jake Best taking the draw at center. left and right wings are Mitch Hunt and Zachary Minderman, respectively. The defensemen are Chad Haywood and Brett Sparks up in the back. Have a brief delay as a door popped open just outside the EW bench area. Everyone seems to be okay. For UCLA, the defensemen are PJ Smigliani and Billy Zegras. Left wing is Griffin McCarty. Right wing, Leo Gretzinger. Cameron Kwong at center and Matthew Bowden between the pipes tonight. Bruins controlling the puck early on. Smigliani with a shot off of the skate of Griffin McCarty right up in front of the goal. Nothing happened of it. Play continues up in behind the net. EW looking to clear, can't get it. PJ holds it in at the point. McCarty looking for a centering feed, just gets ahead of Cameron Kwong, and the Eagles able to clear, but it looks like this might be icing. Indeed it is. Refs whistle it. EW will have to keep their 5 skaters out on the ice while UCLA gets a line change. 53-second shift for the starters. That'll bring up the new pair of defensemen. That's number 4, Tyler Sheppy on the left, and Ben Baker on the right side by the blue line. Taking the draw for the Bruins, number 8, that's Justin Kaufman. Bruins control the draw. Nate Marshall carries it into the corner. He gets locked up with an Eagle. Little scrum along the boards. Kaufman has to drop it back. Baker briefly held it in on the line, but now here comes Jake Best. At least knocks it over the red line. Ben Baker now resets the Bruins attack. Baker splits a defender. Puck gets a little bit ahead of him. Goes on behind the goal line. Slowly working his way around the corner. And now EW able to clear. You have a breakaway, but he's way off to the side. Wrist shot, save made by Bowden. Skating in, racing in with it, I should say, Zach Myko. Not a very centered breakaway opportunity, but he was all alone on the right wing. Another backhand shot saved by Bowden. A little tiff behind the net. That was Austin Azanero putting one up into the UCLA crease. No score thus far. 18-12 to go in the first period. We do interact with you in the chat, so please feel free to chime in. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're watching for if you haven't yet. Always love to know where our audience is. Shot from the point, a little soft wrister floated in by Fry. Jimmy Fry wearing number 25. Looked like it was a little off to the right side of the goal. But they counted as a shot on goal. That's 3 saves now for Matthew Bowden. Bruins come away with the draw in their own end. Quickly get it out over the blue line. Checked into the boards was Shin Beecher, taking a little knock from Fry. Eagles controlling the puck at their end, and now they start to bring their attack up the left wing. Fry again with it. Loses the puck along the boards. Couldn't tell if it got tangled up or screened by the linesman. Save made by Bowden. Wearing the A for alternate captain. As Shane Smith tried to put one in. Starters back on the ice for UCLA. Looks like for Washington as well. Jake Best squaring off against Griffin McCarty, taking the draw instead of the centerman Cameron Kwong, who's over on the wing for that one. Interesting strategy. McCarty with it along the boards, checked by Paxton Dinwoody, number 6 white. This puck gets chipped up and into the net, out of play. Kerry Myko watching from Edmonds, Washington. Thank you for tuning in. I see, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm Cole, watching for Jake Best. Great to have you all down in Southern California with us. We hope you'll tune in tomorrow. 9:15 face-off. Meanwhile, there's a game going on right now, and UCLA control it in the Eastern Washington end. Centering pass chipped away, not really a shot on goal. Regardless, that was Munir on it. Wyatt Munir, the goalie, starting for the Eagles. Alertly pokes it away. Here come the Bruins. Saucer pass, or a clearing from a hard dump in by McCarty. Doesn't work. He'll try it again. This time going with the backhand, and he'll get a dump and change. 5 new Bruins out on the ice while EWU skates in with it. Mitch Hunt centered through the crease. Nobody there to grab it, though. Now he's going to skate off. EWU trying to get a line change on the attack. That's going to be a tripping penalty coming up. The Bruins will finish up this attack, but they get a power play as soon as EWU touches it, and they do. Tripping will be the call, no doubt about that one. Justin Kaufman, the victim of a trip by Brendan Bice. He's going to go sit for a couple of minutes, think about his life decisions. And the Bruins will get the first power play of the night. 16:03 to go in the first period. Still scoreless. Bruins 1 shot on goal to Eastern Washington's 4. Cameron Kwong in to take the draw for UCLA. Gets it kind of chipped ahead of him. Eagles gather it in their corner, but can't get it out of the zone. Now behind the goal. Played along the boards. Gets chipped up off of the stick of Benjamin Baker, and either looks like it went out of play into the Eastern Washington bench, right behind the linesman right there. So they'll do a face-off at the nearest dot. Lucky break there for EWU, or an effective clear. In any case, 1:47 remains on the penalty to Bice. Good play there at EWU to just shoot it down into the UCLA end. Here they come over the red line. Ben Baker with it. Drops it back to Gretzinger. Cameron Kwong shot, glove save, and a rebound goes into the corner. Baker centering. Kwong couldn't get his stick on it. Kwong ahead in the corner to McCarty. McCarty tangling up with Chad Haywood. Brett Sparks getting in on the action as well. McCarty comes away with it. Sends it back to Kwong at the point. Gets into his skate. And Eastern Washington will take it out. A couple players, Kwong, and I believe that was Azanero tangling up. Another penalty coming up. Looks like this one will be also against EWU. And with 14:45 to go in the period, 42 seconds left on Bice's penalty, we're going to have some 5-on-3 hockey for the Bruins. I saw Mitch Hunt go into the box. I missed the hand signal from the referee. "42 seconds of 5-on-3 for the Bruins, and they would love to capitalize on this one. Pass by PJ Smigliani got tipped by, I believe, Tyler Sheppy's stick, but floated up into the netting of a faceoff. Beg your pardon for not catching the infraction, but it's definitely Austin Azanero sitting with a minor. 23 seconds left on the 5-on-3. 14:25 in the period. Bruins win the draw. Smigliani at the left point. Brings it up to McCarty. McCarty, wrist shot. Save made, rebound. Ben Baker, another save made by, beg your pardon, Munir. And the Eagles able to clear. 5 seconds left on Bice's penalty. Bruins will still be on the power play for 1:18, but it's 5-on-4 now. Here comes Baker, dropping it back to Smigliani. Bruins hold the blue line, and now they come in. Gretzinger with it, up to Smigliani. Back to McCarty. PJ again with it. Gretzinger in the corner. Looking for a pass. Slap shot through traffic gets kicked away by Zach Maiko. Bruins recover. Here's Gretzinger through traffic. McCarty shoots and scores! Threading the needle through the slot. Griffin McCarty off of a screen pass, you could call it. No, it was Gretzinger on all the 20s out there, the jersey numbers. But a power play goal puts UCLA on top early, 1-0, 13:27 to go in the first period. And I believe the 4th shot on goal for the Bruins. The team's even 4-4. We'll get the official numbers later, of course. .25 from 29 and 27. As you heard, Scott Coburn, our PA announcer tonight, announcing there. Indeed, McCarty from Baker and Smigliani on the power play. Bruins struggling with that aspect of special teams. Their last game or two, definitely good to get a power play goal to start this one off right. 12:30 to go in the period. Against 1-0 Bruins. Here comes Justin Kaufman. Fakes a shot, and it end up behind him. Bruins will have to clear out. Kaufman to Smigliani. He plays it up ahead, gets a little bit ahead of Shin Beecher. No icing. Fry with it. On to Lane Eriks. He's wearing number 12. Gets a little bit ahead of the Eagles, and Bruins come away with it. Will Laycock grabbing it, taking a hit afterwards. Puck dumped back in, but a couple of Bruins are offside. They have to come tag up on the blue line before play can continue. Pass gets tipped off of the stick of Brendan Bison up into the Eagles bench. Play whistle dead. Indeed, and even 4 shots on goal for both teams, although the difference being, of course, Griffin McCarty's one that tickled the twine. Ted Johnson lining up for the Bruins, winning the draw. They send it around. Oh, losing his edge was Jonathan Lamb, and a lucky break for the Eagles. They bring it up there, left wing. Fry had it in front of him and lost his footing. Rebound comes over to Brendan Bice. He puts his shot right in the chest, protected to Matthew Bowden. Easy save. Stolen and tripped was Zach Maiko, and that'll be a penalty now against the Bruins. Easy call to make for the referee standing right there. It's going to be against Billy Zegras. Now the Eagles have a shot at the power play. Have them listed according to the most updated stats I found on the ACHA website. 7.7% on the power play. They were 85.4% efficient on penalty killing, minus whatever happened from the power play goal. I believe that only counts as 1 power play, although there were 2 penalties. It was just one span of man advantage hockey for the Bruins, for you stats nerds like myself at home. So it's 10:55 to go in the first period. That one flung in there toward the net. Bruins masterfully clear it down to the Eagles' end. Eastern Washington struggling to set up an attack on this power play. Bruins effectively cleaning it off, and here's a shorthanded opportunity. Gretzinger drops it back to Kwong, couldn't pull the trigger on it, but the Bruins keep it in the Eagles' end. Ben Baker had it. Now there's going to be a hooking penalty. Another stoppage. And it looks like that's the end of the power play effectively. That's hooking against Mitch Hunt for Eastern Washington. So we'll have 1 minute and 14 seconds of 4-on-4, which means a 46-second power play for the Bruins as soon as Billy Zegras gets out of the box. 4-on-4 we go. Centered right up in front. Big save made by Matthew Bowden. Paxton Dinwoody, the recipient of a one-time pass, just a little too close to really take a surprising shot of much. Tough to work with it. Good setup, but also a good save. Neutral zone scrum for it. Eastern Washington will retreat. Both teams get a little bit of a line change. Austin Azanero circling around with it. Finds an opening he likes, hits the brakes. Griffin McCarty pressuring him up front. 15 seconds to go on the Bruins penalty, and then they'll have a brief power play. Tangling up with it. Bruins able to get it out of their zone. Chipped away by Justin Kaufman. 2-1, and a 47-second power play. Some small fractional seconds not appearing on the penalty time. Bruins up 5-on-4 again. Kaufman takes the zone. Shot, waffle save made by Munir. Eagles clear it to the Bruins' own blue line. Here comes Smigliani. Splits one defender and then hits the brakes. The puck floats back to Leo Gretzinger. Shot goes high and wide. Held in at the point by Billy Zegras. Cameron Kwong with it in the corner. Up to McCarty. McCarty centers to Smigliani, who's a little bit high to do anything with it. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Smigliani at the point. Back to even strength. Gretzinger, wrist shot. Kick save by Munir. Big hit right in front of the Eagles bench. Now here comes Eastern Washington trying to catch the Bruins on a line change. Skating in with it. Shot and a goal by Lane Eriks. Looks like Bruins just got caught on a line change. Either way, it was just a huge opening there for Lane Eriks to skate in. Largely uncontested. And on the 8th shot on goal of the game for Eastern Washington, we have a tie game of 1-1. 8:10 to go in the first period. That's the first goal of the season for Lane Eriks. This is 17th game. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points now on the season. I missed the announcement of the assists. In any case, we'll catch that up at the intermission. 7:40 to go, 1-1. We're tied in the first. Puck in behind the Eagles net. A little confusion, but they figure out who's going with it. Skating up is number 2, Chad Haywood. Gets knocked away in the neutral zone, and UCLA will control it. Setting up their attack, Tyler Sheppy. EWU getting a line change. Here comes Ben Baker skating in. Takes the puck up, centers it. Nobody there. Kind of got to Justin Kaufman, but Eagles come away ultimately without a shot on goal against them. Long shot saved by Bowden. Rebound just gets out in front of it. Sliding in as he was crossing the net was Paxton Dinwoody. He's okay. Standing up and pulling himself out of the goal cage. Face off to the left of Bowden. Justin Kaufman for the Bruins. Squaring off against Austin Azanero. Two quick shots and saves. Back at the left point, Paxton Dinwoody floats it in. Another shot and a goal. This time they're storming the crease. Looks like Austin Azanero at the center of that handshake huddle. Indeed, he leads the high five line along the bench. Couple of goals less than a couple minutes apart. 6:35 to go on the first period of this one, and now the Bruins trail by a goal. Griffin McCarty for the Bruins floats it into the corner. Kwong with it along the boards. Kwong took a shot, went off the back of the net. Jimmy Fry finds his teammate Zachary Minderman. Tries to clear, takes a little carom, does clear the blue line ultimately. McCarty dumps it in and skates to the bench. Bruins will change it up. Hope not get caught again like that. Weird bouncing puck. Lane Eriks dumped it in. Here's Smigliani. Ahead to Jonathan Lamb. He takes a knock from Shane Smith. Now Haywood will dump it in again. Around the corner. Smith tangling up. Bodies flying in the corner. And tried to play it along the boards. Just got underneath it a little bit too much. And it floats over the glass. No netting back there in the bench area. So the puck comes all the way out to the neutral zone. Kaufman wins the draw for the Bruins. No team really able to come away with it after the draw, at least. Now it comes into the Eagles zone. Jonathan Lamb dumps it behind the goal. Smigliani tangling up with it on the boards. And now here come the Eagles. Floated ahead by Joseph Porco. Oh, I beg your pardon. That's Lane Eriks. Eagles not able to do anything with it, though. Bruins, technically a shot on goal. That floater from Billy Zegras finds its way right into the crease and ultimately the glove of Wyatt Manier. 4:34 to go in this first period. Eastern Washington leads UCLA 2-1. They're also out shooting the Bruins 11-5 according to the scoreboard. Bruins win another draw right to Ben Baker at the right side. Floats it in behind the net. Played around the corner, giving chase for the Eagles is Dinwoody. He sends it back the other way. Finds a teammate behind the net. And an effective clear for the Eagles. Up along with it, unable to shoot. Now there's a shot. Save made by Bowden. He'll cover up for a face-off. Joseph Porco trying to bury that one from the edge of the face-off circle. The blue line side of it, I should clarify. .406 to go, 2-on. Face-off blown dead. Eagles jumped the gun, apparently. Griffin McCarty will stay there, but now taking the draw will be Brennan Bice. Bice wins it. Winding up to take a snapshot was Azanero. Didn't make it to the goal, though. Eagles over in the right corner. Bouncing up along the edge of the boards. Through traffic. Wrist shot deflecting behind the net. Backhander into the crease. That was Brendan Bice again. Not on goal, however, and Bruins will try to bring it up the other way. Kwong, little slow pass. Do manage to get it into the zone. EWU quickly take possession as Austin Azanero up ahead to Zach Maiko. They play it back to Azanero. Takes a hit from Gretzinger. Easily absorbs it, but that's probably going to be icing. He dumps it over the red line, and the goal line extended. Bruins will get a few fresh legs up there. Or a few pairs of fresh legs, I should say. 3:14 to go. Bruins win the draw and throw it right into the crease. Save made by Munir. There's the line change that Eastern Washington wanted before the icing call. Kaufman to square off against the Eagles' Jake Best. Late to come off is Alex Tam. Referees allow it, and coming in is Andrew Chang wearing number 20 tonight with a white helmet. Now we face it off. Floated just kind of softly floating around by people's feet. They couldn't really see it, although Nate Marshall did for the Bruins. He put a soft shot on net. Easy save made by Munir. Another face-off from the same spot. 3:07 to go now. Bruins control it again. Well, initially with the pass by Alex King went wide. And now there's an opportunity for the Eagles. Azanero racing in. Beg your pardon, that's Mitch Hunt. Anyway, the other way. Bruins shot and a glove save. Some scrum right in front of the net. My goodness. One of the best shot attempts of the night for the Bruins. Justin Kaufman. Excellent save made, though, there by Munir to glove it and kill the play. .248 to go in the opening frame. 2-1 Eagles. Chang with it for the UCLA Bruins. Loses it behind the net. EWU unable to clear. Thrown in behind the net. Chang takes a huge hit by Brett Sparks. Eagles now with it. 2.5 to play. 3-on-2 toward the Bruins. Shot goes wide and into the corner. Eagles unable to hold it in. UCLA tired, though. They need to switch out. They don't want to get caught in a line change again, though. Although Eagles also need some new skaters on the ice, so they kind of do a little dump and change. No harm there. Here come the Bruins. Pass a little bit too hard from Billy Zegras up to McCarty. Tangling with it. Brendan Bice up to Azanero. McCarty versus Maiko in the corner. Puck goes the other side, right in front of the Bruins bench. Backhanded around the corner by Joseph Porco in behind the Bruins net. Now they come away with it. This could be a little 3-on-2 if they're quick. McCarty up the right wing. McCarty through traffic looking for Kwong, couldn't find him. Big hit along the boards, 1:23 to go in this first period. No icing, it's easily playable, say the referees. Play continues. Pass broken up at the red line, shot deflected high and into the net. That was Mitch Hunt intercepting and shooting. Justin Kaufman for the Bruins, taking the draw. Eagles win it, but now they come away with it. Here's Kaufman skating up over the blue line, flanked by Chang. Kaufman into the corner, centering. Couldn't find a shot. This puck over the glass. We've had a lot going over the glass so far. 55.6 on the clock. 2-1 Eagles over the Bruins at the moment. 12 shots to 8, also favoring the Eagles at this point. Face off at the blue line. Bruins winning it, having a lot better success on the draw than the last two games against Arizona State, where it just seems almost 80% of them, if not more, were going the way of the Sun Devils. So good to get that first possession off of a restart. 30 seconds to go. Bruins maybe one more little attack here. Try to eat up some clock, get some fresh legs out. Try to get the last shot, not let the Eagles have another shot. Play was offside, got a little bit away from Roger Zhang. He was in the zone before the puck was, and that's offside. Face off at the blue line, won by the Bruins. They dump it in to Eagles territory. Cleared, and another one. This one lodged in the net behind the glass with 10.1 seconds to go. Will result in a face-off inside the Eagles zone. It was closer to that face-off dot when it left the surface. Griffin McCarty in to take the draw. Looks like he's against Shane Smith. Bruins win it. Right at the blue line. Wrist shot through traffic. Can't find the net. Cameron Kwong in behind the goal with three Eagles surrounding it, and they'll just freeze it, waiting for the buzzer to end the first period. 2-1 Eagles at the first intermission. 12 shots on goal to 8. Also favoring the Eagles. So we'll take a little break. I'll get caught up on the score sheet with the assists and all of that. We'll be back. Thank you all for joining us. And please like and subscribe. This is YouTube after all. Seriously though, we're starting this new channel. We got a lot of Facebook followers, but not a lot of viewers. Some just have better luck with the audience here, and all 36 of you tuning in. We thank you for being with us. We'll get a shot of the clock so you can see about how much time is left in our intermission here. So do your intermission rituals. I'll get caught up on the statistics and other Bruins hockey news for you. We'll be back with the second period before you know it. Hello again, everybody. We're at the first intermission. Eastern Washington University leading the UCLA Bruins at the moment, 2-1. Arthur Weidenman, thanks for chiming in, and everybody, of course, in the comments up here. Carlene Walker from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. How about that? Watching from Spokane, Ron Hunter. Thank you very much. I'm flattered. Yes, we are live at this hour, Arthur. And by request, we'll recap the scoring. Bruins open up the scoring of this game with a power play goal by Griffin McCarty off of the assists by Ben Baker and PJ Smigliani. That was at 13:27, counting down in the period. So just the 7th minute of play. The next two goals were even strength goals by Eastern Washington when the game clock said 8:10. That was a goal by Lane Eriks. I keep wanting to say Eric Lane or something. Lane Eriks assisted by Byron Walker. And less than a couple of minutes later, at 6:34 on the game clock, Austin Azanero put the biscuit in the basket, assisted by Zach Myko and Brendan Bites. Penalties in the first period. There were two of them. One before the second one before the first had expired. Bruins had the first power play and, of course, the first power play goal. The penalties were to Eastern Washington's number 9, Brendan Bice, and then to Austin Azanero, each of them 2 minutes for tripping at 16:03 and 14:45, counting down. Then UCLA went to the box. It was Billy Zegras getting called for tripping at 11:15, downward. And finally, a hooking penalty, if I'm not mistaken, to Mitch Hunt at just about the halfway point. Saskatchewan, Canada. Jarvis, our viewers. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you all for chiming in with where you're watching, who you're watching for. Do we have any Bruins fans out there? I mean, happy to hear from all the EWU fans in there. But let's spread the word locally. I'm going to rest my pipes for a few minutes here while I still can. And we'll be right back with the second period. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. Wow, that was a bit loud. Sorry about that. Second period underway here at LA Kings Ice at Pickwick Gardens. Eastern Washington University Eagles in town, currently leading the UCLA Bruins by 1 goal. It's 2-1 here as we just started the second period. Griffin McCarty for the Bruins. Right off of the opening shift. Was right over at the doorstep, couldn't get a shot on net. Eastern Washington, so taking their time with the clear and skating in to steal it as Cameron Kwong tangles up with it behind the net. Here comes Austin Ozanero for the Eagles. He flays it ahead, chipped away, floats in behind the net. Ben Baker chips it ahead to Kwong. He's going the wrong direction though, and Eagles will come away with it. Ben Baker chipped ahead to Kwong, gets away from him. Haywood in behind the net. Outlet pass to the right side. Tipped along the boards. Jake Best tangling up with Ben Baker for it. Played ahead by Nate Marshall for the Bruins. Going around the corner, Mitch Hunt with it now. Picked off behind the net by Kaufman. Tried to play it along the boards. Ends up all the way back behind Matthew Bowden on the Bruins end. So they'll regroup. Chang with it. Not a pang. He takes a hit. Zachary Minderman. Puck stays in play. It was chipped along the boards, floated up in the air right in front of the Bruins bench. There's a loose stick out there. It doesn't appear to be broken. It's just someone dropped it and didn't come back for it, evidently. Oh, it fell off of the Bruins bench and they couldn't legally go back to get it. Anyway, that's cleared now. Will Laycock skating in. Justin Kaufman had it. That gets poked away. Here come the Eagles on an odd man rush. Looks like a penalty coming up against the Eagles. As they were swinging for it, there's a high sticking penalty. The Bruins will start this period off with another power play. They're looking for the player who committed it. There it is, Mitch Hunt, wearing number 29. Will sit for a couple of minutes. High sticking the call. That's his second penalty tonight. Sat a couple of minutes in the first period for hooking. This puts him at 61 penalty minutes on the season. That's a team high. Bruins with another power play opportunity. They're 1 for 1 on it tonight. PJ Smigliani, after the Bruins control it off the faceoff. Gretzinger through traffic, misses the net. Smigliani. Up to McCarty. Taking their time with it. Smigliani again through traffic, finding Cameron Kwong at the doorstep, but they couldn't put it into the crease. Sticks locking up with it. Gretzinger tangling for it. Eventually the Eagles clear. Comes right over to Billy Zegras, who dumps it back into the Eagles zone. Still unable to get it out. Ben Baker, slap shot through traffic, goes wide. Up over to Shane Smith. He can't get it over the blue line, though. Bruins still pressuring on this power play opportunity. Frankly, like we haven't seen on our home broadcast all season yet. Baker shot right into the shin protectors of Brendan Phillips. Oh, man, that was Griffin McCarty had a wide open net, but the pass didn't connect. If he had a one-time shot on that, that very likely could be a 2-2 game. McCarty shoots. Kick saved by, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting Munir's name. My goodness. Wyatt Munir. His 10th save of the night. 20 seconds on the power play. wraparound attempt ends up going off the back of the cage. Rebound right up in front. Griffin McCarty, shot blocked by Dinwood, who dove and took one for the team. EWU finally able to clear. They're pounding. Bruins are used to hearing a goalie maybe slap their stick on the ice to indicate the end of a penalty. This players pounding their sticks on the dasher boards. Bruins unable to convert on that power play. Shots now even 12 apiece. We got 15 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the second period. Right up in front is Andrew Chang. Got his stick on it briefly, but couldn't take a shot. Now here comes Kaufman, smothered by the EW defense. Kaufman still holds onto it somehow, but now finally coughs it up. Bruins able to hold it on the side of the blue line. Now Chang, backhand pass goes high, maybe poked away a little bit by Manier, the goalie. Coming in with Kaufman, goes down, still keeps his stick on it as he's regaining his footing. Bruins really laying on the pressure here as Nate Marshall tried to drop the pass backward, but got a little bit away from Roger Zhang, so everyone clears out. Right back into it. Zhang was skating in with the puck. Couldn't control it after absorbing a mild hit. That should be icing against EWU, and it is. No line change for them. We'll face it off on the other side with 13:57 to go. As you can clearly see on that brand new scoreboard, the new Nevco scoreboard installed as part of the big renovations here by the LA Kings and company. Bruins won the draw. Was flung in by Billy Zegras, and the net got dislodged. A little pushing and shoving after the whistle. Quickly broken up. 13:51 to go in the period. New LED lights as opposed to the old incandescent bulbs that would burn out and leave digits looking kind of weird. Also, the shots on goal counter on there. Not a lot of rinks around here have that, or at least ones that work or that the staff actually utilize. That's a really cool addition to have here. Makes our lives easier. About 13 and a half to play in the second period. Well, scrum for it on the Bruins end. The boys in blue come away with it. Start their attack in Eagles territory. Alex Tam wearing 26 blue. Had it for a minute. Slap shot from the blue line, saved by Manier. That was Billy Zegras trying to do it. And more pushing and shoving after the whistle. This keeps up. We might have an interesting couple of games. Of course, saw that line brawl last week, Friday, against Arizona State. Checking in the audience, 39 viewers now. Wow. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Craig Hunt, go Eagles, go. More EWU fans. That should be no icing, they say. Eagles shot deflected off of a Bruin, excellent, dangerously toward the net. That was Chad Haywood pulling the trigger at the blue line. There's Tyler Sheppy behind Bowden's net. They make it to the neutral zone, but EWU controls it. I'll try again. Huge hit delivered to Shin Beecher. I believe that was Brendan Phillips laying the hit on him. Haywood dumps it in around the corner. Convenient to line change when on the attack in the second period, of course. Your bench being closer to your attacking zone as opposed to the defending zone during the first and third periods. Makes for some interesting play. Wrist shot through traffic, wide of the net. EW controls it still. Until Jonathan Lamb plays the man instead of the puck. And Bruins able to send it down the other way and get a line change of their own. EW tries to catch him on it. Outlet pass gets broken up. McCarty backhand pass over the red line. Misses Kwong. Joseph Porco with it. Azanaro, excuse me. Kwong steals it. Behind the net, threading the needle. Just couldn't get it right to Griffin McCarty. Now here come the Eagles the other way. Shot deflected by taken by the captain, Zachary Minderman. To be honest, I lost sight of it. Between the black netting that we're looking through and the gray walls, and repainted it in here. It was a blue color, if I'm not mistaken, in the back. If you happen to watch the Netflix movie Mascots, this rink was featured in there. Fun fact. Big hit to Alex Pang. No, might be a cross-checking penalty. There's some penalty coming up. EW touches up. That's going to be roughing. Well, no doubt there was something there. It was a late hit. Pang was already kind of going down to the ground. I thought it might have been a cross-check move. Either way, it was shoved by Mitch Hunt. Make that penalty minutes number 62 and 63 for him. Padding his team high. Is trailed by Jimmy Fry with 48 penalty infraction minutes. PIM on your score sheet, your stat sheets at home. 10:54 to go in the second period. Bruins have their third power play. Well, fourth if you count that little shorty one. So I guess they're actually, I'll do the math later. They're on the penalty kill, and one of the Eastern Washington penalties came in before there had expired, so it's 4-on-4 and then a brief power play. Anyway, why don't we talk about the one that's in progress, right, Brian? Okay, yes. Great. Bruins. Baker to Kwong, hit the post. Or maybe, oh, no, what happened is the shot went wide, but looks like Wyatt Meniere's skate kicked the post off its mooring. It was close. No doubt about that. Minute and a half on the penalty. There comes Kwong up the left side. Racing around the net. Finds Baker. Wrist shot goes high over the crossbar. McCarty unable to control the rebound. And the Eagles clear. Halfway through regulation. Still 2 on Eagles. And now halfway through that power play. Here comes Gretzinger on the left wing. Behind the net, tangling up with Chad Haywood. Bruins control it. Ben Baker at the point. Up to Kwong. Pass through traffic. It's deflected up high. Baker shot through the circles. Kicked away by Chad Haywood. Baker again couldn't control it. And it rolls out of the neutral zone. Dump in attempt by Billy Zegras. It's chopped away. Eagles will send it into the Bruins end. Smigliani sets up the Bruins attack. Here comes Chang over the blue line. Everyone's onside. Attempt to center it. Gets off of Byron Walker's skate, if I'm not mistaken. Puck comes all the way back out. Smigliani fans on a pass. Could have been trouble there as Jake Best was right there pressuring and looking to capitalize. Got away from him, though. This will be icing against the Bruins as we're back to even strength. UCLA now out shooting Eastern Washington. So they have 7 this period. They had 8 last period. 7-1 the shot tally through this period so far. Certainly applying the pressure early and often. A couple of power plays certainly helping to attain that. There's a shot through traffic. Couldn't tell if it made it to the crease. There was sticks swinging right out in front. Either way, it stays out of the net. Here's Paxton Dinwiddie. Dumping it in behind the Bruins net. Going along the edge. Held in by Porco. Now the Bruins able to get it out. This could be a one-on-one if he hits the gas. Shot goes high. That was Justin Kaufman. Dinwiddie trying to clear. Backhand pass by Minderman. Eventually gets over to Mitch Hunt. In his general direction anyway. Bruins looking to come away with that. That's going to be a hit from behind, or interference probably. Yes, interference, the penalty against Roger Zhang. Just inadvertent, maybe, but no question he was interfering with a player off of the puck, sending him down to the ice, and you can't do that. Zegras' second penalty of the game. With 7:35 to go in the second period. Be another power play for the Eagles. Eagles win the draw, but couldn't keep it in the zone. Here comes Bice along the right wing. Taking his time with it. Circling the Bruins zone. Great pass breakup to PJ Smigliani. He dove down to break up the centering feed. Eagles still control it, keeping it in their end, at least for a minute. Bruins want to get a line change and have to skate a little farther, of course, being the second period. Well played, and Eastern Washington forced to just take their time with it on their end. 50 seconds to go in the penalty. That'll be another trip. It looks like Cameron Kwong dragged his foot and sent an Eagle player down to the ice. They send their goalie to the bench. They were trying to get one last attack before play was blown dead, but now UCLA touch up. 6:03 to go in the second period. Now it'll be a 5-on-3 for the Eagles as Cameron Kwong goes to sit for a trip. It'll be 29 seconds of 5-on-3. $15 seconds of 5-on-3. Shot saved by Bowden. Mitch Hunt looking to find it back in net. Here he is again. Hunt over to Azanero. Kick saved by Bowden. Back to 5-on-4 as Zhang comes out of the box. Beg your pardon, that was Zhang, not Zegras. So 1 penalty each, not the second one of the game on him. Meanwhile, Azanero finds a teammate. Shot was saved by Bowden off of Porco's stick. Porco again with it. Back to Azanero. Over to the left side. Shot goes high and wide. Circles the rink all the way back to the Eagles' end. Bruins trying to get a quick line change. Not easily done. That'll be a lucky break for them as EW ices the puck. So now they can get a fresh 4 skaters out for this penalty kill unit. "40 viewers on here. That's an all-time high for us. Thank you all. 4:45 to go in the period. 40 seconds on the penalty to Kwong for tripping. Shot on a shorthanded opportunity by, I believe that was Marshall. And they're tangling up behind the net. It's one way to kill a penalty. Do it on their end. Haywood skating in with it on the right side. Tangling up with Justin Kaufman. Pass gets away just out of the reach of Porco, and EW will have to touch up. They don't, though. Offside is the infraction. This play is blown dead. 9 seconds left on Cameron Kwong's penalty. 4:11 in the period. Shots now starting to even out. 17 for EWU, 16 for UCLA. McCarty in to take the draw up against Brendan Bice. They tangle up for it. Ultimately, the wingers skate in and the Eagles control it. 2-1, and we're back to even strength. The pass, just a little bit ahead of Cameron Kwong right out of the box. That could have been dangerous if that puck was a little bit slower or Kwong coming right out of the penalty box. You can make some really amazing plays and catch the defense off guard. Sticking with the puck and drawing the stick out of Zach Maiko's hand. Getting some cheers from the bench, the Bruins were. But ultimately, they end up offside. Nothing of it. I venture back over the chat here. Carlene, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to bring ice hockey to people wherever they are. Face off on the near boards. Bruins come away with a big hit delivered by Jimmy Fry to Alex Pang. He's going to go get a substitute. Lots of physical play here, especially on the Eagles side of things. McCarty chips it ahead. Nobody there. Not long enough to be icing. So the Eagles recover, at least briefly. Kwong backhands it over into Eagles territory. They send it back. Now chipped ahead. Zhang with it. Back into the Bruins end. Sheppy trying to make some good passes there. Just kind of back and forth with it, both teams. Taking the hit is Will Laycock. Locking up with it. A shot by Alex Tam goes high over the net. Recovered by PJ Smigliani fresh on the ice. Jake Best gets it out of the zone. Smigliani, last man back, keeps it ahead of the Bruins and dumps it back into the Eagles zone. Played off the back of the boards. Will Laycock chasing. Ben Baker at the point taking a hit from Jimmy Fry. There's Ted Johnson now in the corner for Bruins. Laycock. Bruins lose it. Brendan Phillips taking it out of the zone. Up ahead, Ben Baker. Shot deflected out in front. some physical play on the near boards here right in front of us. Minute and a half about. 133 is play is blown dead for icing. 17 shots apiece. And Erica, thank you as well. Eight versus 29. That's blue for UCLA, Justin Kaufman against Mitch Hunt for the Eagles. EWU wins the draw. Minute and a half to play in the second period. No scoring thus far in the second. Roger Zhang, a backhand pass or a dump attempt. Nothing there. Bruins trying to get it out of their zone. A little chip shot ends up in the crease. Poked away by Bowden. I guess maybe not considered a shot on goal. We'll get the official word. Bodies flying in front of the Bruins bench. Less than a minute to play in the period. They'll try do something this last minute. Roger Zhang dumping it in. Icing will be called with 45.1 seconds. As you see, 17 shots apiece. That means 9 for the Bruins and 5 for Eastern Washington this period, according to the official tally up there. Play resumes. Bruins win the draw, but they're struggling to get it out of their zone. Roger Zhang now with it. Dumped along the sideboards. Back and forth in the neutral zone. As they dump it in, they might be able to do something. 15 seconds in the period. Justin Kaufman tangling up along the boards. Nobody behind it for UCLA, though. Trying to chip away with it. Austin Azanero skates in. Shoots a wrist shot up over the net. 1 second to go. That'll be the end of this one. A little pushing and shoving right in front of Matthew Bowden, but officials quick to split up all the players there. Eastern Washington getting one last shot on goal to take an 18-17 shots lead into this second intermission. No scoring in the second period, so we're still 2-1 after 2 periods. A quick one, it felt like to me there. So again, shots in the period. 6 for Eastern Washington, 9 for UCLA. I'll go. There's no scoring to catch up on. I'll make sure I have the penalty infractions there all squared away. Maybe stick an interview in or something. Figure out how to patch that in on the audio mixer here. Done it before. All 40 of you hanging around, thank you so much. I know it's not early pretty much anywhere where people be watching this. We do thank you for tuning in, staying up on your Friday night. Watching hockey together. That's cool. All right, second intermission. Keep an eye on the clock. Go grab a snack, a beverage, stretch out, walk around the block or something. We'll be here. We'll be back with the third period of this one in no time. Well, a recap of the scoring from the first period. There was nothing in the second. But once again, the opening goal was a power play goal scored by the Bruins' number 25, Griffin McCarty, assisted by Benjamin Baker and PJ Smigliani. Then the Eagles came back with a couple of their own in less than 2 minutes apart. Even strength goals, both of them. Again, it was Lane Eriks, assisted by Byron Walker for the first one. And the go-ahead goal scored by Austin Azanero, assisted by Zach Maiko and Brendan Bice. 5 penalties in the game against Eastern Washington, 3 against UCLA, all minors, 2 minutes each, so 10-6 on penalty minutes, if you want to look at it that way. "15 saves by Matthew Bowden." No, beg your pardon, 16. So 16 saves each, both Bowden and Manier. Just about to resume play and wrap this game up. The third period about underway. Now, if any of you were tuning in anticipation of the UCLA-USC game at Staples Center, I do beg your pardon for not being able to make it to that one. We'd broadcasted before the last 2 years for that game. Just other personal circumstances and those with our normal camera operator, we couldn't make it happen and didn't want to just do it half-heartedly or just half-equipped. What ended up happening, from what I gather, was ultimately called a 5-0 win for USC. Capped, unfortunately, by a big injury. A scary moment from what I was told about. USC player losing his edge while skating full speed toward the boards, ended up breaking his arm, and they just called the game. It was more than halfway through the second period, which is halfway through regulation. They said, let's just call it 5-0. So that's what you missed, and I did too, ultimately. The Bruins looking to get back in the win column, and still anyone's game here, just a 1-goal game. Haven't seen one so close in a while. Both teams really looking to get back in the win column. Of course, last night, I believe, the last game for Eastern Washington, a 5-1 loss against LMU. They're 8-9-1 overall in the season. 8 wins, 9 losses. The one, I believe, a tie. Has 4 columns here. Unfortunately, I'm not sure the tie or regulation tie. "20 minutes to go in regulation in this one. Bruins just trail by 1. Referees drop the puck and we resume play. That one was offside, went high off over the boards. Thought it might have been out of play. That's not the case. Just an offside play, so we'll face it off in the blue line in front of the near boards. Bruins now skating left to right once again across their screens. Looking to storm out of the gate, maybe get another early goal. Tie this one up. Griffin McCarty clears the blue line, feeding Leo Gretzinger right in front of the net. Oh, man, that was a good one for Cameron Kwong. Ended up on his backhand. He just couldn't do anything with it. They'll get another shot over on the Eagles' end. as they just iced it. Looking back up through the chat here, just dominated by Eagles fans. We're still happy to have you all with us. Ron Hunter, Shane Smith's father there. That's awesome. Glad we can bring him to you on the road. Face off, held into the Eagles end. Over and behind Manier. Chipped into the crease. I don't know if it looked like the shot counter did in fact go up. That would have been a goal if not for Manier being there. Quite an easy save to make, but now we're even 18 and 18 on the shots columns. Just over a minute played in this third period. Bruins won the draw. That's Justin Kaufman taking it for his team. Ben Baker back and forth with it, snaking his way up toward the face-off dots. Couldn't take a shot. Bruins control it in the neutral zone, dump it back in. Getting a couple new skaters out. There's Pang with it. Alex Pang pressured by Mitch Hunt. Eagles with it over in the corner. Now here's Roger Zhang. The opposing number 10s, that's Jake Best and Ted Johnson tangling for it. Comes ahead for the Bruins. Kaufman on the right wing. Tries to bounce back toward the middle. Puck was well away from him though as Mitch Hunt sends it back around the other way. Tangling up right in front of the Eagles bench. Bodies flying. Down hard goes Will Laycock. Puck finds its way back in and punches being thrown. Gloves staying on, but Roger Zhang and Zachary Minderman mixing it up right in front of the Eagles bench. Probably matching minors. Four on four, indeed, says the referee. So nothing will go up. Oh, actually, they will both, 4 on 4. They're both going up on the board. 17:43 to go. We'll have a couple minutes of 4 on 4 hockey. Now, of course, it's even strength. So if either team scores, it remains 4 on 4. You only come out, your minor penalty only ends on a power play goal against you if it's not an even strength situation. Power play goal, even strength. You get what I'm saying. A lot of times the players think, oh, we got scored on. That means I can come out of the box. Well, no, because it's even strength. It's not a power play goal. You got to sit the full 2 minutes. Anyway, this will be icing. Again, not exactly, special teams. You got 4, not 5 out on the ice, but you can't just ice it at will when it's even strength. 36 seconds ticked off of those penalties. A minute 24 to go on each of them. 17:06 in the period. Still 2-1 Eastern Washington. Shots even, 18 apiece. The Eagles keeping it in the Bruins side. Behind the net, trying to fling it through traffic was Brendan Bice. Bowden drops to his knees to cover it up. The shot counter went up, giving a save to Bowden on that. And, just because you're behind the net doesn't mean you can't score. Did see the player's name escapes me at an LA Kings game. The kid's debut, I don't know if it was his first game with the Kings, but it was his first point in the NHL. scored a goal, just kind of flinging it at the crease from behind the net. Deflected it off of the goalie's stick and back in. Surprised everyone. So, yeah, we'll give Matt Bowden the save on that. 30 seconds to go on the penalties. 16:08 in the period. Play will be offside as the Eagles player down the ice. Can't see his number. Oh, that's Jimmy Fry. Fell down before the puck came into the zone. Or he couldn't get back out before it re-entered. They'll face it off in the neutral zone. Got a good view for this one. Cameron Kwong against his opposing number 11, Shane Smith. Eagles come away with it. Brett Sparks controlling it over the Bruins blue line. In behind is PJ Smigliani for UCLA. Tangling up with a couple of Eagles, and the puck floats into the net out of play. 7 seconds now on the penalties. We'll be back to 5-on-5 full-strength hockey. Face-off will be from that same spot as the last time. Both number 11s facing off again. Players creeping in from the wings. Kwong wins it cleanly. Back to Smigliani. The pass gets away, though. Chad Haywood dumps it in for the Eagles. Ends up right in front of the crease. Smigliani couldn't control it. There he does. Passes it around the corner to Griffin McCarty. Shot through traffic. Doesn't make it there. Brett Sparks looking to do something with it. Eastern Washington now. Their own blue line. Send it up ahead. Smigliani tangling up. One-time attempt. Couldn't happen. Shot from the point deflected in the crease. And now McCarty feeds Gretzinger up front. Gretzinger to Kwong to McCarty. Shot and a kick save. Still held in behind the Eagles' goal. Now at the point, Bruins keep it in. That was some good puck movement right in front of the Eastern Washington net. Just couldn't bury it. The Bruins now keeping the pressure on, holding the puck in. Now it'll finally be cleared, but looks like icing. Nobody near it for the Eagles. Just thrown around the corner. They needed a line change. They won't get it yet. UCLA will, though. 14:32 in a period. (20-19) on the shot counters. Eastern Washington with 20, UCLA with 19. So both goalies with 18 saves. Physical play right in front of us. Andrew Chang tangling up with a couple of Eagles. Finally, it drops back to Alex Pang. He keeps it on his stick on the right wing. Carries it over the blue line. Loses it, though. Dinwiddie takes it back behind his own net. Here's Kaufman to Zhang. Zhang throwing it through traffic. Deflected back into the corner. Eastern Washington trying to just clear it, but the Bruins able to hold on, at least for a moment. Here comes the Eastern Washington attack. Dumped along, no icing. Pang will try again. Up to Kaufman, racing over the blue line. Kaufman shoots. Save made, no rebound by Munir. Munir, by the way, this is his 12th game of the season. The 5-win, 4-loss, and 1 tie record for his team. Coming into the day, .917 save percentage, or 91.7 if you like actual percentages. 3.03 goals against average. played up in front of the Eagles net. Bruins holding on to it. Tyler Sheppy sending it through traffic, and the pushing and shoving continues. All but one of the officials skating in to keep them separated. Nothing happens there. You get the feeling this powder keg is going to blow at some point. Again, we haven't had a goal in a full period plus 12 minutes or something on top of that. Our music man, Ben Coburn, playing Why Can't We Be Friends over the PA. That's clever. Back to the Bruins end we go. Slammed into the boards goes Austin Azenero. There's going to be a penalty, it looks like, against Eastern Washington. As right as Bice touched the puck, the play was blown dead. Although it's Cameron Kwong actually skated into the box. Well, that's not what I hoped for. Yeah, it looked like Eastern Washington touched up the puck and the play was dead, but must have been off of Cameron's stick before it touched the EW player. In any case, Eastern Washington wins the ensuing faceoff, chips it high into the air. Bowden able to glove it, keeping it in front of him, keeping his eye on it. Those pucks high up in the air might not be tough to see. We've got this new roofing, as you might be able to see, or the ceiling. Eastern Washington scores as I was listening to hear the infraction call. What specific penalty that was against Kwong. In any case, high fives all over the place in the corner. The power play goal apparently scored by Jimmy Fry, wearing number 25 at the center of the high five pile. But quickly a power play goal after Kwong goes to the box just for a few seconds. Porco gets the assist on that. So Jimmy Fry from Joseph Porco. 12 minutes and change. So now it's a 3-1 game for Eastern Washington. 2-goal lead. Still 12 minutes and change to play. Certainly could change their strategy just a little bit. They don't need just one insurance goal now. Like they just got it. We'll see what the Bruins do to counter that. But PJ Smigliani lost it, couldn't set up the attack. Came away from the stick. He chips it away. No icing as his Eagles made a play for it. Bruins get a line change. They look pretty tired on that end of that shift, so good for them to switch it out and start things over again with this other line. Alex Pang taking it up the right wing. Stick checked by Shane Smith, who loses the puck. Makes its way to the neutral zone. Swinging for it, everyone is. Alex Tam pokes it back into the EW zone, but there's going to be another delayed penalty. Manier skates away from his bench, to his bench from his goal, I should say. And another Eagles power play coming right up. Keep my eye over there to actually get the call this time. Number 3, Bloom. That's going to be roughing against Will Laycock. .10:44 to go in the third period. UCLA down by 2 goals. Now have to kill off another 2-minute power play. Roughing again, the call against Will Laycock. Griffin McCarty was it in the corner. Tried to fling it up high away. But Mitch Hunt knocks it out of the air. And Eagles score again. Just 17 seconds into that power play. Quickly, Eagles making the Bruins pay for some costly penalties. It's now 4-1. Back-to-back power play goals. Just over 2 minutes apart. Play was offside. Cameron Kwong against Jake Best. Bruins come away with it. Leo Gretzinger on the left wing. Shot saved by Menier. Rebound now controlled by the Bruins. PJ Smigliani in the right wing. Shot through traffic, covered up by Menier. Looking for a deflection right up in front was Leo Gretzinger. Might have gotten a little piece of that one. So officially the goal, Mitch Hunt scoring that power play goal with an assist from Austin Ozanero. So 4 different goal scorers for the Eagles. Ozanero, the only player with 2 points. He has a goal and an assist. The go-ahead goal, the Eagles' second one. And that assist on the most recent goal. 9:40 to go. Bruins now trail by 3. Ozanero, long shot, gloved by Bowden, no rebound. Shots now even 24 apiece. So, of course, that's 20th save that we just saw by Matthew Bowden. Face-off won by the Bruins, but PJ Smigliani gets tangled up with the boards by Lane Eriks. He comes away with it. Bunching up with his own teammate, Andrew Chang. Now they've created some space. Chang dumps it along the boards. Fed ahead to Nate Marshall. Marshall's shot kicked away, or a stick save, it looks more like. Comes right over to Fry for the Eagles. Everyone lost the puck. It was kind of stopped dead in its tracks right behind everybody's momentum carried them forward. Now here's Alex Pang sending it into the corner for the Bruins. UCLA not able to do much with that possession as EWU takes it back. More interested in a line change, though, the Eagles were. So the Bruins are trying to take it up. Cough it up in their own blue line, and now here comes EW again. Shot right up in front. Bowden, I think, able to knock one away. He's definitely in a lot of traffic. Could have just been a block by a defender. Jonathan Lem for the Bruins. Looking ahead to Will Laycock. Couldn't find him. Play whistle dead. Not a penalty. It looks like it was played off of a high stick or something. Stick above the shoulder. First I've seen of Ashwin Dina in to take the draw for the Bruins. As Ozanero gets kicked out of the draw. Instead, it'll be Brendan Weiss. Dina wins it for UCLA. They send it in behind the Eagles' net. Lanier controlled it and sent it up. Here come the Eagles the other way. Racing through a couple of Bruin defenders was Zach Ryko. And another penalty is going to go against the Bruins. Ashwin Dina off the bench, but now into the box. Another power play opportunity for the Eagles with 7:43 to go in the third period. Now the penalties an even 5-5 for each team. 10 minutes total each team. 20 minutes of penalties assessed in this one. It was a cross-checking infraction. 2 for cross-checking against Dina. We'll put the Bruins on the penalty kill once again. The Eagles bring it up the left wing. As Jimmy Fry up against PJ Smigliani. Looks like he's struggling to get his glove back on or something. Leaning down. Big check into the glass. You can really see it wobble there. The new glass panes they have, they're very reflective. Not all the scuffs that you've seen before. There's a shot saved. Joseph Porco looking to get back on the scoring column. .57 seconds to go on the penalty. 6:37 in the period. Shot goes right by Alex Pang. Save made by Bowden by Zachary Minderman. The Eagles still control it in the Bruins' end. Swinging sticks for it behind the Bruins' net. Chang trying to chase it away over the blue line. Weiss controlled it. Changed his positions. A nice little one-timer. Byron Walker unable to beat Bowden, who gets a good kick save on it. Deflected up in front. It would have been a softie if it went in. Rebound, shot toward the crease. Bowden keeps it out. And we're back to even strength. As you can hear the Bruins bench shouting to their defenders. Even. 5:33 left in the period. Bruins trail by 3 goals. Calmly skating around the corner. Tripping, no penalty though. Bruins now like to control the puck and get a line change here. Justin Kaufman shoots through traffic, kicked away by Manier. McCarty chasing the rebound. Bruins hold it. Shot again through traffic. Broken up before it could get to the crease. And Eastern Washington will get a line change. Under 5 minutes to play. Dunwoody to his teammate. Pass not broken up. Ben Baker gets it back into the Eagles zone. Goes in behind the net. Finds McCarty at the point. Wrist shot goes high and wide. Gretzinger tangling up in the boards with Shane Smith. Adam Kennedy. First we're seeing him, number 23, I believe. Got a touch there. There's Cameron Kwong. Drop pass to Griffin McCarty. Shot goes high over the crossbar. Off of the glass. Kwong controls the rebound. Kwong now in the center. Kicked away right in the middle of the circles. That was Paxton Dinwoody. Under 4 minutes. Shot from the red line goes wide, sort of a dump, but in the general direction of the net. Dunwoody. Here come the Bruins now. Jonathan Lamb sends it around the corner, giving chase Jimmy Fry, and for the Bruins, Jonathan Lamb. Will Laycock round the corner to Pang at the point. Pang wrist shot. Waffle saved by Munir. Rebound goes into the corner. Play whistle dead. Penalty coming up. Couple of players being escorted. Maybe another 4-on-4 situation. That indeed looks what it's going to be. Number 3 for UCLA, that's Will Laycock. And number 10 for Eastern Washington, that's Jake Best. .310 to go. We'll have a couple minutes of 4-on-4. Right off the draw, Eastern Washington take it all the way down the UCLA side of things. Chad Haywood dumping it in. Eagles unable to control it, and off to the races they go. Munir came all the way out to the high side of the face-off circles to poke that one away. Nice heads-up play by the Eagles goalie. Back and forth, taking all his time with it right up in front of the net was Austin Ozanero, who put a puck on. Took a rebound, buried it. Zach Maiko in the front of that one. Ozanero, I believe, may be credited for an assist and kind of was swiping at it. Ended up loose after Bowden had already made a save or two. Eagles able to finally bury it. Now it's 5-1 with 2:34 to go. Right off the draw, Eastern Washington, beg your pardon. Chad Haywood launches one in, goes wide. UCLA now the other way. Baker drops it back. Wasn't on the same page exactly as Justin Kaufman, and it gets away from UCLA again. Long breakout pass, and here's a breakaway shot and a huge save by Bowden. They just cherry-picked it to Mitch Hunt. Bowden composed, makes the big save. Some penalties by the Bruins, and PJ Smigliani shoots this one in a little to the right of the crease. Tough penalties to take here for the Bruins, and Eastern Washington immediately making them pay. 2 power play goals and then a 4-on-4 one. This one right up in front, unable to bury it was Justin Kaufman right at the doorstep. That was as good a play we've seen, good an opportunity for the Bruins that we've seen in a good 40 minutes of game time at least. Smigliani as both teams taking a line change under a minute to play. Once again, the Bruins struck first. Gave in a couple goals. Held close during the second period and just fell apart in the third. Took some penalties. Gave some chances to Eastern Washington. They capitalized and kept doing so. This one kind of slipped away. 5-1 the result at the moment. 22 seconds to play. Team's floating it around. Save made by Bodenoff with a shot by Brendan Phillips. Back into the corner. Some more physical activity. Bruins just kind of holding this one. Jonathan Lamb. Back to his teammate. Pang had lost his edge. Fell on the ground. The drop pass went toward him, but he was not on his skates. Nothing came of it, though. Eastern Washington wins this one by 4 goals. 5-1 your final score. 33-28 the shots on goal tally. They celebrate, have a handshake line, but we will be back tomorrow, everybody. Thank every one of you for tuning in, chiming in the chat. It's fun to have someone else to talk to. Might have a guest color commentator tomorrow. We'll save the details until it's confirmed. You'll know who it is. But we do hope to see you back here tomorrow, or technically later today, as it's after midnight here on the West Coast. 9:15 p.m. Rematch of tonight. Second game for PAC standings. I don't know if it's still called the PAC-8. I know it's Pacific Athletic Conference. Playing 2 home games instead of home and home because, well, our budgets aren't super high, and Eastern Washington and Southern California are not exactly just up to 5. I mean, yes, but not necessarily. But thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Same place, different time, 9:15 p.m. Pacific. Do give us a like and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Thank you all again for being here. Have a wonderful evening, Saturday morning and all that. We'll see you for some Saturday night hockey. Bruins again with Eastern Washington. Eagles take this one 5-1.